Did you know that the bison is the largest mammal in North America? And did you know that the terms bison and buffalo are interchangeable? And did you know that a male buffalo's mating capabilities are directly tied to the size of his penis?
What? We're doing a piece on Smith machines? What the heck is a Smith machine? You told me we were doing a piece on buffalo. This thing?
Hi, I'm BJ from the Iron Clinic. And you may be thinking to yourself, man, that's a sick buffalo you're inside of. And you'd be right. I am inside of Ritfit's buffalo. And it's hard to believe that I'm lifting in the first Smith machine ever made, because I'm not. That's probably in Greece, which is miles away, and probably made of stone. But this big boy isn't some ancient animal that has lived within the Yellowstone National Park since prehistoric times. However, just like the modern day buffalo, this Smith machine is one hell of an all-in-one package for your home gym. I'm BJ from the Iron Clinic, and this little ditty is the Buffalo Multifunctional Smith machine from Ritfit Sports. The Ritfit Multifunctional Smith machine and cable crossover is a solid, durable, and heavy-duty piece of equipment that will immediately amplify the possibilities of your home gym. Sporting a weight capacity of 1,500 total pounds, you'll be able to do all of your barbell, Smith machine, landmine, and cable-based accessories within its compact footprint. But don't let the compact nature fool you. This beauty has stood up to every single thing I've thrown at it in the last couple months. Assembly was a breeze compared to some of the other products I've received over the years, and instructions were very easy to follow with step-by-step diagrams and instructions. These step-by-step guidelines help you through the entire process and tell you exactly which hardware to pick out of the labeled and individual packaging for all of the hardware components, making it a breeze. Once set up, the rack takes up a footprint of 79 inches by 68 inches by 81 inches tall. And that includes the length of the Smith machine bar behind me. I would advise ensuring having at least a foot of extra room on the sides here to ensure you're able to load plates on your Smith machine or your barbell without having to bang against any walls. The rack itself weighs over 470 pounds and the Smith bar itself weighs 30 pounds and can accept both Olympic and standard plates thanks to the handy adapter that goes onto the ends. That simply just comes off with a hex key. The Smith bar can load up to 350 pounds on it, which is admittedly a little lower than I'd like to see on Smith machines like this. Comparable products have weight ratings in excess of 500 to 1,000 pounds, and I would feel better if it was in that 450 to 500 range at least. However, in all of my use, I've not seen it falter once or cause any concerns. Just like the Smith machine, the dual cable pulley system can also accept both Olympic and standard plates. A really nice inclusion in my opinion. The Ritfit Buffalo comes standard with UHMW line safety arms and J-cups, a lat pull-down bar, a short cable bar, a T-bar handle, dip handles, quick release band pegs for your band attachments, a landmine anchor, low row foot plate, a foot plate for doing leg presses on the Smith machine itself, and 2 aluminum constructed handles to attach directly to the cable pulleys. And let me tell you, these handles have actually become the favorite of mine in my home gym. Additionally, you'll get some amazing pull-up bar handles that allow you to perform pull-ups in a variety of positions, from wide to narrow, neutral to reverse grip. It also includes 2 handy holders for your barbells mounted atop the unit at the back. But if you'd like to utilize those, you'll need to ensure that you have the clearance above the unit. And while the rack does come with ample storage for barbells and plates alike, it unfortunately does not come with any storage for all of these amazing included accessories. While a bummer, don't worry, it's time for a pro gym tip.
Pro gym tip, baby.
I like to keep some of these tiny yet strong magnetic hooks in my gym for exactly this scenario. I frequently find myself wanting to hang gym items on my equipment anywhere in the gym. Things that I'm often using just need within a hand's reach. You know, barbell collars, straps, hitch pins, rubber bands, you get the idea. These magnetic hooks snap right to just about anything in the gym, and I put a bunch on the Ritfit header to keep all of my accessories organized on the Buffalo and behind it and out of sight. It's basically free real estate.
It's free real estate.
Now, with all these accessories, you'll have 2 adjustable pulleys that adjust with a simple pop pin and glide up and down the laser-etched front uprights. With 14 pulley positions, I have yet to find an exercise where I couldn't get the pulley into exactly the position that I wanted for that particular exercise. And the pulleys themselves boast an amazing 260-pound weight rating per side for a total of 520 pounds of pulley weight between the two sides here. That is plenty of weight for any gym goer on a cable exercise. I've been using this unit for about 6 weeks now, and if you want the quick and dirty version of this review, buy this machine. The Ritfit Buffalo has honestly exceeded all of my expectations. Ritfit is another company who is really making a name for itself in the so-called budget brand category of home gym equipment. But like the others we've seen on this channel, the budget part of this rack is really not cutting any corners. The Smith machine is probably the main stage for most of you here, and I'm happy to say that it is buttery smooth, not overly loud, and is perfectly positioned within the rack to use it from just about any angle. I did find one very minor hiccup though, and that was when I was trying to do seated overhead press. I was only able to do this with my adjustable bench when facing into the rack itself. This is honestly incredibly minor, but using Ritfit's own AB01 adjustable bench, I could not slide it far enough back into the rack so I could look out from the rack when doing my overhead press. Will this be a reason to not buy this? I highly doubt it, and I really hope it wouldn't be a reason to stop you, but I did find it mildly inconvenient to have to back the bench out and turn it around if I went from some barbell-based movement on the Smith machine to, let's say, an overhead press, a frequent rotation in my workouts. The Smith bar itself glides effortlessly. I didn't even need to lube the thing up upon assembly. However, Ritfit did include a bottle of lube to use on the machine in the packaging, which is a really nice thing to include. Thanks, Ritfit. I do wish that the Smith machine bar weighed a solid 45 pounds for simpler plate math, but I've just been pretending that it does weigh 45 pounds for my workout logging. No harm, no foul there, and it's pretty rare to find a bar that's going to be a dead-on 45 pounds in a Smith machine. The bar itself is knurled and provides some grip, though I would categorize this as almost excessively unaggressive. Now, granted, you are using a Smith machine, and the bar is much less likely to go anywhere, since you don't have to stabilize it as much. But still, if you're going to knurl it at all, why give it such a light pass? It's honestly almost cosmetic, to be frank, but it is still not completely worthless, yet it certainly could be vastly improved. Now, as part of the Smith machine, you also get this leg press plate. I've loved the implementation of the leg press plates for a while now on Smith machines of all kinds, and I think Ritfit did a really good job of making it a quick and easy system to take on and off. Unfortunately, due to the quick nature of these screws, the plate is never extremely secure. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not going anywhere, but it does have a tendency to rotate when you're using it. And because of this, unracking the bar and then rotating it out of the safety hooks can be a bit difficult. Other manufacturers have implemented a system whereby the foot plate actually attaches to the Smith machine itself, allowing the plate to secure to the bar, but also be able to easily unrack and re-rack into the hooks on the safety system. In my opinion, this needs to be the standard moving forward for these leg press Smith machine plates. Because in the numerous times that I've used this plate, I've never felt like I got the best experience with the leg press. And I know it's capable of so much more. Now, to be fair, this method of attaching the leg press plate that I just showed you is relatively new. The oldest demonstration of this method being used was from 10 months ago. Yet, after using this, I really do have to wonder why it was not thought of before launching this otherwise amazing rack. These leg press plates have soared in popularity in the last year, and it was very obvious to me just within the first use that this system clearly needs a better way to help unrack the Smith bar from the safety catches. However, it's not all doom and gloom, nor is this plate totally useless. On one of my more recent uses of this, I feel like I discovered the best way to use this, and it's not with any kind of heavy weight. I mean, remember, this Smith bar is only rated for 350 total pounds anyway, but what I found worked best was actually using the Smith machine leg plate for single leg presses. Here, it actually worked and functioned very well, and I was very pleased with its ability to rotate in and out of the safety catches while under load and not have the foot plate itself rotate. With more weight on the bar, it felt like the weight plates were making it more difficult to actually turn the bar out of the safety hooks without spinning the foot plate itself. So, how does it compare to a traditional leg press? Well, it would be unfair to compare it to one of the regular leg presses you might see in a commercial gym. I think it's fair to discuss that for those of you wondering more about how this leg press feels in comparison. A typical leg press and a vertical leg press like this are vastly different, and they're always going to have a very different overall feel. Yes, you will still get the benefits of the leg press and not tax your spine so much when compared to a barbell when trying to really work your lower body. It's certainly a useful tool for your gym if you're looking for more ways to train your legs, which I still believe to be one of the hardest, if not the hardest muscle groups to target with variety in a home gym. But it's not going to feel like the leg presses you may have used in the past. The vertical nature of it changes the movement entirely, and I honestly don't feel like I can get the same depth without my lower back rounding. But you are absolutely still able to get the leg pump you are chasing if used properly and experimented with to accommodate your individual needs. Moving on to the cable system, it's actually been a flawless system. With a 2-to-1 ratio, you have plenty of space with the cables themselves to work with and fully execute all of the exercises you're going to need without running out of cable length. And the adjustable pulleys make it very convenient to get just about any angle you might need. Now, a 2-to-1 ratio, if you remember, means that if you load 100 pounds onto the trolley, it's going to feel like 50 pounds at the handles. But again, you can load up to 260 pounds per cable trolley for a feel of 180 pounds per side at the handle. You can even connect both pulleys to one attachment if you needed to get really heavy. Just be sure to anchor yourself down if you're going to be doing that for lat pull downs. I like to use a barbell and a plate or two on each side of it, resting upon the safeties while I sit on the bench as a sort of lat pull down lap bar. It's quick and easy to set up and get in and out of once you know where to set your safeties. Speaking of sitting on the bench, one exercise I've really been liking is sitting on the bench and using the included foot plate for some low rows. The cables are so smooth, and because I can get the pulley a bit higher to accommodate for the bench, it feels extremely natural. I honestly have zero complaints about the pulley system itself. It's smooth, silent, incredibly easy to adjust and adjustable without any fuss, anywhere from 16 inches off the ground all the way up to 72 inches off the ground. And because it's not an integrated weight stack, you can load it up with as much weight as you have and need with the weights that you're already using elsewhere in your gym. These types of systems will always save you money and allow you to get the most bang for your buck without sacrificing much in terms of usability. One area of improvement I'd love to see though in a version 2 of the Buffalo is just a little bit more clearance between the uprights and the pulley system itself. As it stands, it is certainly possible to load 2 plates onto the trolley, one on each side of it, in one trip, but the narrow uprights make it a bit of a song and dance to navigate between the trolley itself, the uprights, and the guide rods that the trolley is on. I'd love to easily be able to slip between the uprights completely to load the plates onto the trolley, but this isn't a reason I would avoid buying this rack. Again, it's certainly possible, it's just a little narrow. For the rack and the uprights itself, we're working with 2x3 12 gauge steel here. The product page does not specify the 12 gauge steel, but I took my calipers out and they read dead on at 2.7 millimeters, which equates to about 12 gauge steel. Remember, the lower the gauge, the thicker the steel, and 13 to 11 gauge is very common for racks of any kind in the fitness industry. You're going to be perfectly safe with this stuff. 2x3 uprights are not my favorite just because I'd love for all of my equipment to live within the same ecosystem of 3x3 components, but it is just as sturdy as we need it to be and features 1-inch holes for all of your attachments. Speaking of sturdy, I was highly impressed with the finish that Ritfit went for with this rack. I think a lot of home gym owners are accustomed to that smooth, glossy paint that really makes things look a little bit drab at times and pretty dated. I don't know, maybe I'm just being a home gym diva here, but the use of some textured red paint on this rack really makes it pop and makes me feel pretty beautiful, makes it look and feel better. And the uprights, they're standing up to everything I throw at it. Whether it's 400-pound squats or a 300-pound bench press, this thing is not missing a beat. The included J-hooks and safety arms have UHMW protection on them to keep your barbell from scratching up, which is always appreciated. I do wish that the UHMW was across the entirety of the safety arms as well as the J-hooks. As it stands, it is only on the horizontal and back surfaces of both of these components and does not cover the front lips. This doesn't sound huge, but barbells do like to roll, and if they have some weight on them, they're certainly going to roll with some momentum. That momentum will tear up paint with almost no effort, so keep an eye on your stuff, or just keep a roll of UHMW tape handy to put over parts like this. This front lip is awfully thin and fairly sharp along the edges, so it's certainly going to mar anything up if something goes crashing into it. Now, as far as stability goes, the Buffalo is incredibly stable. I was shocked how well it handled weights of 300 to 400 pounds with zero wiggle and zero movement. I don't even have this thing bolted down into the ground, and I have never felt unsafe in it. And I was pleasantly surprised to see that included in the hardware were actual concrete anchors that fit perfectly into the pre-drilled feet on the rack itself. Again, I did not drill this thing into the ground, and it hasn't moved an inch on me. But if you really want to ensure that this thing goes nowhere, just screw it into your platform or into your flooring, and you're gonna be just fine. One quick note on the versatility of this machine and the workouts you can do with it. One of the reasons I am such a huge proponent of systems like the Buffalo is that it enables the user to do an entire workout on a single machine. I could literally program an entire workout split using only this machine, which will not only save you space, but valuable time as well. Your entire month of workouts could be spent just on the Ritfit Buffalo, and you'd still have some variety in the tank to change up your workouts for when those start to just get a little bit stale due to the nearly limitless possibilities of the cable system. If you wanted to start a home gym, this truly could be your one purchase to take you from nothing to everything you need to be doing your workouts. The Ritfit Buffalo is an incredible machine that brings a complete package to any home gym. I've been in my home gym for over 5 years now, and the Buffalo was able to add features that I've always wanted and think every home gym should have. While you will still need to invest in at least some weight plates and probably a bench to really get you going, this machine truly can provide you everything you need to start on the right foot in your home gym journey, or just upgrade your home gym experience. For around $1,800, this is some incredible value. I can easily come up with 50 plus exercises you can do with just this setup, which makes the cost per exercise index around $32 per exercise, which is pretty incredible considering there's plenty of equipment that only allows you to do one single exercise. If you're eager to learn more about the Ritfit Buffalo for yourself, I'll include a link below that will also save you a few dollars at checkout, as well as help support the channel. Please also feel free to leave any questions or comments you have down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I can't thank Ritfit enough for sending over the Buffalo Multifunctional Smith machine to showcase for you all. If you made it this far, why don't you leave me a comment and tell me what your favorite Smith machine exercise is? And also, maybe subscribe? It really does help support the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Oh, and hey, one more plug, I promise. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, I post content on each of those platforms that's a bit less serious with differing amounts of short form content. I hope to see you over there. Okay, one last thing, I promise. Thanks for being here, everyone. Keep being great, keep pushing forward, and keep getting better every day. Ow, that was a freaking hard one. Gonna wait for the police cars to go away. Oh my God, don't die. Don't die sitting on something you're not supposed to sit on. It's a good thing I have good balance. In and out. And I was very pleased with its ability to rotate in and out. No, I didn't just die. Man, I feel like Ron Swanson reading exactly what I wrote, typos and all. I didn't hit start on the teleprompter. Nice job. Okay. As it stands, it is certainly. I keep thinking of new ways to improve the script on the scene right here. Giant light in my face. Okay, hold on. There we go. All right, that's a wrap.